Hello students, welcome to the English class. I think you are eagerly waiting for today's topic. Yes, today you are going to learn the topics that you already know. But before getting to the topic, I am going to recall the previous classes. Are you ready, children? There are so many things exist in the world. All the things in the world comes under two categories. What are they? Living things and non-living things. So all the things in the world comes under two categories, living things and non-living things. First, let's see about living things. Living things like human beings, plants, bacteria, animals, reptiles, insects, trees, fungus and birds. So these are all living things. Why we say these are all living things? Because they can move, they can take food, they can breathe, they can grow. But non-living things like chair, stone, car, ball, television, etc. They cannot move, they cannot take food, they cannot breathe and they cannot grow. Children, what is this? This is a tree. And what is this? This is a dog. And this one? This is a table. Very good. So, how can you identify these things? By the name given to that thing. Is it? By the name given to that thing, you can identify these things. So, everything has a name. Yes or no? Yes, so everything has a name. There is a beautiful name for all of these in grammar. Can you remember? If the clue is not clear, I will give you one more clue. Definitely you will find the answer. It is a naming word. It names a person, place, animal, thing or idea. So what is the answer? Very good. The answer is nouns. So, what is a noun? Noun is a naming word. It names a person, place, animal, thing or idea. The word tree, dog and table are naming words. So, we can call this as nouns. We can call this as nouns because nouns are the naming words. Today's our topic is also a part of the nouns. Our topic is also a part of the noun. So let's get into the topic. Can you tell me who are in your family? Father, mother, grandfather, brother, sister, aunt, grandmother, uncle. Okay. Do you know why I have written like this? The names that I written on the left side refer to male category. Is it? Next, the names that I written on the right side refer to female category. Very good. Do you know how I categorize these nouns? According to the gender. I categorized according to the gender of the nouns. So today our topics are nouns, gender and possessive nouns. Nouns, gender and possessive nouns. First one, nouns, gender. Gender is defined as the socially constructed roles and behaviors that a society typically associates with males and females. So, in the real world, both masculine and feminine gender are already existing, and accordingly, the English language has masculine gender nouns and feminine gender nouns to represent each one of them. So, extensive reading and academic learning the vocabulary of masculine and feminine gender nouns can be enhanced. Now you are clear about the definition of the gender, is it? Next we are going to see the types of gender. So in English we have four types of genders. How many types of genders? Four types of genders. First one, masculine gender. Second one, feminine gender. Third one, common gender. And the last one, neuter gender. So what are the four types of gender? Masculine gender, feminine gender, common gender and neuter gender. Let's see about the types of gender in detail. First one, masculine gender. A noun that shows male subtype is known as masculine gender. So it refers to words for a male figure or male member of a species. Like see the example: man, king, boy, cock, father, bull, fox, or refers to the male birds. Okay, so nouns that refer to humans or animals that are male or of the masculine gender. Second one, feminine gender. So a noun that shows female subtype is known as feminine gender. The feminine noun is something or someone showing characteristic traditionally associated with being female. Example: woman, queen, girl, hen, cow, mother, vixen. So these are the words that refer to female subtype. So nouns that refer to humans or animals that are female or of the feminine gender. Okay, nouns that refer to humans or animals that are female or of the feminine gender. Let's learn some masculine and feminine nouns. Masculine and feminine nouns. First one, actor, actress. Actor masculine, actress feminine. Okay, actor, actress. Boy Scout, girl, guide. Boy Scout, girl, guide. Brave, squaw. Brave, squaw. Fourth one, governor, matron. Governor, matron. Fifth one, manservant, maidservant. Manservant, maidservant. So what is the feminine for milkman? Milkmaid. Okay, milkmaid. Sixth one, bow, shaw. Bow, shaw. Seventh one, monk, nun. Monk, nun. Stag, hind. Stag, hind. Host is a masculine gender. What is the feminine for host? Hostess. So host, hostess. Next one, drone, bee. Drone is a masculine, bee is a feminine. Drone, bee. 11th one, wizard, witch. Wizard, witch. 12th one, hot row. Hot row. What is the feminine for peacock? Peahen. Very good. Peacock, peahen. Next one, steward, stewardess. Steward, stewardess. 14th, drake, duck. Drake, feminine, duck. Next one, he goat. He goat. What is the feminine? She goat. He goat, she goat. Third type, common gender. What is the third type? Common gender. So it is a type of noun which denotes either male or female gender. So common gender is a type of noun which denotes either male or female. It is a gender which can be applied to both the masculine and feminine gender. So it can be applied to both the masculine and feminine gender. Let's see some examples. Artist, animal, neighbor, doctor, child, dancer, servant, parent, student. So these are all some examples for common gender. By listening to the word doctor, can you distinguish whether it's a male or a female? No, it's not possible. A doctor can be a male or female. Exactly in the same way, student can also be a girl or a boy. So it can be applied to both the masculine and feminine gender. Next type of gender is neuter gender. What is the next type of gender? Neuter gender. So things without life cannot be distinguished either male or female. Things without life cannot be distinguished either male or female. So hence the names of such things are said to be of the neuter gender. Hence the names of such things are said to be of the neuter gender. See some examples. Table, hair, city, chair, tree, train, school, headphone, glass, key, etc. Okay. So a noun that denotes a non-living thing is said to be of neuter gender. A noun that denotes a non-living thing is said to be of neuter gender, since they cannot be categorized as males or females. Since they cannot be categorized as males or females, so we put them under a separate category, that is neuter gender. So all non-living things come under this category. All non-living things come under this category. So here some methods are given how to distinguish the feminine noun from the masculine noun. Okay, first method, by making changes in the last part of the word. By making changes in the last part of the word. Second method, by adding a word after or before. Second method, by adding a word after or before. Third one, by changing the word. Third one, by changing the word. Let's see the first method. Some feminine are formed by simply adding ESS to the masculine. Some feminine are formed by simply adding ESS to the masculine. Let's see this examples. First one, lion, lioness, steward, stewardess, prince, princess, priest, priestess, hunter, huntress, host, hostess. Okay, some feminine are formed by simply adding ESS to the masculine. Sometimes the form is slightly changed before ESS is added. Okay, sometimes the form is slightly changed before ESS is added. Let's see the following examples. First one, God. God is a masculine noun. God is a masculine noun. What is the feminine? Goddess. Last we add ESS, but before that we did a slight change. See here, GODDESS, goddess. God, goddess. Emperor, empress. Emperor, empress. EMPRESS, empress. Third one, waiter, waitress. Waiter, waitress. Master, mistress. Master, mistress. Duke is a masculine. Duchess is a feminine. Okay, Duke, duchess. Tiger, tigress. Tiger, tigress. So sometimes the form is slightly changed before ESS is added. Second one, by adding a word before or after. By adding a word before or after. Okay, the feminine of a compound noun is formed by changing the part which shows the gender. By changing the part which shows the gender. Okay, let's see the example. First one, grandfather. Here, which one shows the gender? father. So we change that to the opposite gender, mother. So grandfather, grandmother. Second one, milkman. Here which word shows the gender? Man. So milkman, milkmaid. Okay. Next one, he goat. He goat. Here which word shows the gender? He. So we change it into she. He goat, she goat. Next one, landlord, landlady. Landlord, landlady. Next one, son-in-law. Here which one shows the gender? Son. So we change it into daughter. Son-in-law, daughter-in-law. So the feminine of a compound noun is formed by changing that part which shows the gender. So we want to change the gender word. Third method by changing the word. Third method by changing the word. Many nouns have different words for the masculine and the feminine. Okay. Many nouns have different words for the masculine and the feminine. See the example. Bull is a masculine and the feminine for the bull is cow. Bull, cow. Cock, hen. Cock, hen. Uncle, aunt. Uncle, aunt. Wizard, witch. Wizard, witch. Male, female. Okay, male, female. Gander, goose. Gander, goose. So we saw three methods to distinguish the feminine noun from the masculine noun. What are they? First one, by making changes in the last part of the word. Second one, by adding a word after or before. Third one, by changing the word. Let's discuss some exercises to understand the topic clearly. Okay. Exercise number 1. Change the nouns to their opposite gender in the following sentences. What is the first exercise? Change the nouns to their opposite gender in the following sentences. First one. The nephew dressed up as a wizard. The nephew dressed up as a wizard. Second one. The prince spoke to his stepfather. The prince spoke to his stepfather. Third one, the bachelor congratulated the bridegroom. The bachelor congratulated the bridegroom. The emperor and the king shook hands. The emperor and the king shook hands. I can see a bull whale in the sea. I can see a bull whale in the sea. Last question. You don't see many milkmen today. You don't see many milkmen today. Shall we check the answers? Yes. What is the first question? The nephew dressed up as a wizard. Okay. Here how many nouns are given? 2. What are they? Nephew and wizard. So both are masculine noun. So what are the feminine nouns for both of these? For nephew, niece, and for wizard, witch. So the answer is the niece dressed up as a witch. The niece dressed up as a witch. Second one, the prince spoke to his stepfather. The prince spoke to his stepfather. What I told you, for the compound words, we want to change the part which shows the gender. Here stepfather is a compound word. Here which word shows the gender? Yes, father. So we change that into mother. What is the answer? The queen spoke to her stepmother. The queen spoke to her stepmother. Third one, the bachelor congratulated the bridegroom. Here, which are the nouns? Bachelor and bridegroom. Is it? Okay. So, what is the feminine for bachelor? The answer is spinster. What is that? Spinster. Spinster, spinster. Okay. For bridegroom, bride. So what is the answer? The spinster congratulated the bride. The spinster congratulated the bride. Fourth question. The emperor and the king shook hands. The emperor and the king shook hands. So what is the answer? The empress and the queen shook hands. The empress and the queen shook hands. Fifth one. I can see a bull whale in the sea. I can see a bull whale in the sea. For the compound words, we want to change the part which shows the gender. So here bull shows the gender, that is masculine. Okay, so we want to change that bull. What is the feminine for bull? Cow. So the answer is I can see a cow whale in the sea. What is the answer? I can see a cow whale in the sea. The last one. You don't see many milkmen today. You don't see many milkmen today. Is it? So here which is a noun? Milkmen. Look at the example clearly. Milkmen. Whether it's in singular or plural. So milkmen is in plural form. So we want to write the feminine in plural form. Okay. What is the plural for milkmen? Milkmaids. Milkmaids. So what is the answer? You don't see many milkmaids today. You don't see many milkmaids today. Next one. Remember, when a noun changes from masculine to feminine, the pronoun in the sentence must change too. Okay? When a noun changes from masculine to feminine, the pronoun in the sentence must change too. See this example. The man went into the dining hall with his friend. The man went into the dining hall with his friend. So how we change the sentence? The woman went into the dining hall with her friend. The man changed into woman. His changed into her. Okay. The woman went into the dining hall with her friend. What is that? When a noun changes from masculine to feminine, the pronoun in the sentence must change too. Second example, his uncle lives in Delhi. Okay, his pronoun. So we change it into her. Her aunt lives in Delhi. His uncle lives in Delhi. How we change that sentence? Her aunt lives in Delhi. So keep it in mind. When a noun changes from masculine to feminine, the pronoun in the sentence must change too. Exercise number 2. Change the underlined words from feminine to masculine. Change the underlined words from feminine to masculine. First question. The girl looks very much like her mother. What's the first question? The girl looks very much like her mother. So what is the answer? The boy looks very much like his father. The boy looks very much like his father. Here girl changes into boy. Her changes into his. Mother changes into father. So the answer is the boy looks very much like his father. Second question. My aunt was an airplane stewardess once. My aunt was an airplane stewardess once. So what is the answer? My uncle was an airplane steward once. My uncle was an airplane steward once. Third question. The cow was chased by the vixen. So here cow and vixen are feminine gender. Okay. What is the masculine for cow? Bull. For vixen, fox. So the answer is the bull was chased by the fox. The bull was chased by the fox. Fourth one. My niece has a pet tabby cat. My niece has a pet tabby cat. Here, niece and tabby cat are in feminine gender. Okay, feminine gender. So, what is the masculine for that? For niece, nephew. For niece, nephew. For tabby cat, tom cat. Tabby cat, tom cat. So, my nephew has a pet tom cat. My nephew has a pet tom cat. Last one. Mrs. Lee is our headmistress. Mrs. Lee is our headmistress. So, what is the answer? Mr. Lee is her headmaster. Mr. Lee is our headmaster. Next, we are going to discuss the book exercises. So, take page number 30 in your grammar book. Okay. See the first question. Match the nouns of masculine gender with the correct nouns of feminine gender. So, match the nouns of masculine gender with the correct nouns of feminine gender. What is the first question? Husband. What is the feminine for that? Wife. So, husband, wife. Second one, lord, lady. Second one, lord, lady. Third one, bridegroom, bride. Bridegroom, bride. Fourth one, god, goddess. God, goddess. Fifth one, waiter. What is the feminine for waiter? Waitress. Waiter, waitress. So remaining questions are homework. Okay. Solve the crossword puzzle. The answers are nouns in the opposite gender of the clues. Okay. So you want to write the opposite gender for the given clues. First one, across. King. What is the opposite gender for king? Queen. So king is a masculine gender. The feminine gender for king is queen. So Queen. So write that Queen. Second one, bull. Is bull a masculine or feminine? Yes, bull is a masculine gender. So feminine is cow. COW, cow. See the fifth one, ram. Ram means male sheep. Okay, ram means male sheep. So what is the name of the female sheep? Eve. EWE. Eve. EWE. So ram, Eve. Down. First one, emperor. First one, emperor. What is the feminine for emperor? Empress. 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 Second one, nephew. Nephew is a masculine gender. Okay. What is the feminine for nephew? Niece. What is the feminine? Niece. 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 Okay. See the third one. FILLY. 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 Filly means young female horse. Filly means young female horse. So that is in feminine. Okay. What is the masculine for filly? Colt. 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 So filly, colt. COLT. Third one, fill in the blanks with the opposite gender of the underlined nouns. Okay. Fill in the blanks with the opposite gender of the underlined nouns. First question, the host and the dash welcomed the guests. The host and the dash welcomed the guest. So what is the answer? Hostess. The host and the hostess welcomed the guests. See the third one. I was reading a story about a dash and a witch. I was reading a story about a dash and a witch. Is witch a masculine or feminine gender? Yes, it's a feminine gender. So what is the masculine for witch? Wizard. Okay. So what is the answer? I was reading a story about a wizard and a witch. Eighth one. Is that a he bird? I thought it was a she bird. Okay, she, bird, he, she, bird. D. Rewrite the sentences by changing the underlined nouns to their opposite gender. Make other necessary changes as well. Okay. First question. The tigress and the lioness were in different cages. The tigress and the lioness were in different cages. So what is the answer? The tiger and the lion were in different cages. The tiger and the lion were in different cages. Second one, the girl couldn't believe that she was an heiress. Okay, the girl couldn't believe that she was an heiress. Okay, what is the answer? The boy couldn't believe that he was an heir. The boy couldn't believe that he was an heir. Okay. Eighth one. The Duke welcomed the Baron. The Duke welcomed the Baron. So, the Duchess welcomed the Baroness. The Duchess welcomed the Baroness. Okay. So, remaining as usual homework. Now it's time to recall the topic nouns, gender. First point, nouns have 4 genders: masculine, feminine, common and neuter. Masculine gender nouns refer to the male persons and animals. Feminine gender nouns refer to the female persons and animals. Common gender nouns can refer to both male and female persons and animals. Last one, neuter gender nouns refer to non-living things. Next topic, possessive nouns. What is the next topic? Possessive nouns. So what are possessive nouns? Possessive nouns are nouns that show ownership. Possessive nouns are nouns that show ownership. So a possessive noun is a noun that possesses something. In most cases, a possessive noun is formed by adding an apostrophe plus s to the noun. In most cases, a possessive noun is formed by adding an apostrophe plus s to the noun. Or if the noun is plural and already ends in s, only an apostrophe needs to be added. Okay, let's see some example to understand this. In the following sentence, boys is a possessive noun modifying pencil. See the example, the boy's pencil snapped in half. Snapped means broken. Okay, the boy's pencil snapped in half. So whose pencil? Who is the owner of that pencil? The boy. So the boy's pencil. So we add apostrophe s to the noun boy. So whose pencil is that? The boy's pencil snapped in half. So who is the owner of that pencil? The boy. So the boy's pencil. So we add apostrophe s to the noun boy. The usage of possessive nouns. Take your book, page number 32. Usage of the possessive nouns. First one, to show possession. To show possession. Examples, Jaren's laptop. Whose laptop? Jaren's laptop. So we add apostrophe s to the noun Jaren. Next, Mary's room. Whose room? Mary's room. Second one, to show relationship. Next one, to show relationship. Example, brothers, friends. Whose friends they are? Brothers, friends. To show the relationship, we add apostrophe s to the noun brother. So, brothers, friends. Mother's cousin. Mother's cousin. Whose cousin? Mother's cousin. So, add apostrophe s to the noun mother. Third one, to show authorship. To show authorship. Example, Tagu's songs. Whose songs? Tagu's songs. So we add apostrophe s to the noun Tagore. Second one, Shakespeare's plays. Shakespeare's plays. Fourth one, when inanimate objects are personified. when inanimate objects are personified. For example, the nation's resources. Whose resources? Nation. Inanimate means non-living. Okay, inanimate means non-living things. Okay, the nation's resources. So we add apostrophe s to the noun nation. Second, the moon's gentle light. Whose gentle light? The moon's gentle light. Fifth one, to show the duration of time taken to complete something. To show the duration of time taken to complete something. See the examples. A month's vacation. A month's vacation. Here months apostrophe s. So duration of time. Month. Duration of time. Second one, a week's delay. Week, duration of time. So a week's delay. Sixth one, before the word worth. W-O-R-T-H, worth. Before the word worth, we use possessive nouns. Okay. Examples, a rupees worth of peanuts. Here worth. Before the word, we have the word rupee. So we add apostrophe s because the sixth one, before the word worth. We use that apostrophe s before the word worth. So a rupees worth of peanuts. Okay. Second example, 50 rupees worth of spices. 50 rupees worth of spices. So here the rupees end in the letter s. So we just add only apostrophe to show the possession. Okay. To show the ownership. So 50 rupees worth of spices. So here the word worth is given. Before we just add apostrophe. So 50 rupees worth of spices. Next we are going to see the forming of possessive nouns. First one, if the noun is singular, we add apostrophe s to the end of the noun to show possession. So if the noun is singular, we add apostrophe s to the end of the noun to show possession. We can say this singular possessive nouns. We can say this singular possessive nouns. The example, dog's bone. Dog is a singular noun. So we add apostrophe s to show the possession. Okay. Dog's bone. China's dress. Whose dress? China's dress. Singular noun. So we add apostrophe s to show the possession. Some more examples. Apple's taste. Book's cover. Cat's tail. Lawyer's fee. Today's newspaper. Fish eggs. Okay. For the singular noun, when we want to show the possession, we add apostrophe s. Okay. Singular noun, we want to add apostrophe s to show the possession. Second one, if a proper noun ends in s, we can show possession either by adding apostrophe s or just the apostrophe. Clear, children? If a proper noun ends in s, we can show possession either by adding apostrophe s or just the apostrophe. So we can add apostrophe s or only apostrophe to show the possession for the proper noun end in s. See the examples. Tess's ring. So we add apostrophe s to show the possession. Next, Charles' aunt. Hastings' room. So when a proper noun ends in s, we can show possession either by adding apostrophe s or just apostrophe. Third one, when a plural noun ends in s, we only add an apostrophe at the end of the word. So plural possessive nouns. When a plural noun ends in s, we only add an apostrophe at the end of the word. So the example, dog's collars. Whose collars? Dogs. Here dogs are in plural form. So we just add only apostrophe. Second one, tractors, engines. Here tractors, plural noun. So to show the possession, we just only add apostrophe. Some more examples, babies, shoes. Kites, altitudes. Students, grades. Eggs, color, lemons, acidity, suspects, fingerprints. Okay, for the plural noun, if you want to show the possession, plural noun ending in s, we just only add apostrophe to show the possession. Next one, if a plural noun does not end in s, we add apostrophe s to the end of a word to show possession. Okay, when a plural noun does not end with an s, add an apostrophe and an s to make it possessive. So, the example, women. Women is a plural noun, is it? But it does not end in the word yes. So, we want to add apostrophe yes to show the possession. For the plural noun, when the noun ends in s, we just add only apostrophe. When the plural noun does not end in s, we add apostrophe s to show the possession. Women's club, men's team, workers reunion, children's toys, geese eggs, cattle's pasture, mice traps, cactus thorns. Okay, very clear children. When the plural noun does not end in s, we add apostrophe s to show the possession. One more thing, when the plural noun ends in s, we only add apostrophe to show the possession. Fifth one, for compound words, we add apostrophe s only to the last word to show possession. For hyphenated or compound words, only the last word shows possession. See the examples, father-in-law's cars. Okay, father-in-law. Okay, that is a compound word. Where we add apostrophe s, we want to add apostrophe s to the last word. So here law. Okay, so we add apostrophe s to the word law. So father-in-law's cars. Commanders in chief's batons. Okay, chiefs apostrophe s. Commanders in chiefs. Some more example. My sister-in-law's advice. My sister-in-law's advice. Yellowstone National Park's horse. Yellowstone National Park's horse. Whose park? So we add apostrophe s to the last word. Parks apostrophe s. T-shirts logo. T-shirts logo. Full moon's brightness. Full moon's brightness. So, for compound words, we add apostrophe s only to the last word to show possession. Are you clear, children? Sixth one, if two or more people own the same thing, we add apostrophe s only to the name of the last person. So, if there is joint possession, use the correct possessive for only the possessive closest to the noun. So, only the possessive closest to the noun. See the examples, Carol and Sarah's flat. So, that flat belongs to Carol and Sarah. So, we add apostrophe s to the name of the last person, Sarah. So, Sarah's, Carol and Sarah's flat. Daljeet and Parmez's teacher. So, we add apostrophe s to the last person, Parmez. Okay. Some more example, Clinton and Carol's campaign. Clinton and Carol's campaign. So, Mr. and Mrs. Smith's wedding. Mr. and Mrs. Smith's wedding. So, if two or more people own the same thing, we add apostrophe s only to the name of the last person. Only to the name of the last person, we add apostrophe s to show the possession for the two or more people for the same thing. Seventh one, if the possessions are owned separately, we add apostrophe s to the names of each person. If the possessions are owned separately. What is the sixth form we saw? If two or more people own the same thing. Okay, own the same thing. Here owned separately. There own the same thing. We add apostrophe s only to the name of the last person. But here owned separately, we add apostrophe s to the names of each person. See the example, Tia's and Parveen's school projects. Tia's and Parveen's school projects. Okay, Tia's projects and Parveen's projects. Okay, So Tia's and Parveen's school projects. Moshin's and Ratul's report cards. Moshin's and Ratul's report cards. So some more examples. Susan's and Beth's books. Susan and Beth's books. The cars and bicycles owners. The cars and bicycles owners. So here the possession are owned separately. Okay, owned separately. We add apostrophe s to the name of each person. But if two or more people own the same thing, we add apostrophe s only to the name of the last person. Separately means we want to add apostrophe s for each person. Own the same thing means we add apostrophe s to the last person. Next we are going to discuss the book exercises. Okay, take page number 34 in your grammar book. Page number 34. First one, A. Change these phrases to possessive nouns. Change these phrases to possessive nouns. The first one, the bags of my friends. The bags of my friends. Whose bags are they? They are my friends' bags. Okay, my friends' bags. So the answer is my friends' bags. So here friends are in plural form. So to show the possession for the plural form ending in s, what we want to do? We want to add only apostrophe. So here my friends apostrophe bags. Okay, my friends bags. Third one, the light of the lamp. The light of the lamp. Okay, the lamp's light. The lamp's light. Here lamp is a singular. So we want to add apostrophe s to show the possession. So the lamp's light. Fourth one, the aunt of my friend Sweta. The aunt of my friend Sweta. Okay, my friend Sweta's aunt. My friend Sweta's aunt. Okay, Sweta apostrophe s to show the possession relationship. Okay, to show the relationship of Sweta, we want to add apostrophe s. Okay, my friend Sweta's aunt. Remaining homework. B. Change the singular possessives to plural possessives. So you want to change the singular noun into plural noun and then show the possession for that plural nouns. Okay. Children, do you remember how to show the possession for the plural nouns? We have two forms there. One is when a plural nouns end in s, we only add an apostrophe at the end of the word. Second thing, if a plural noun does not end in s, we add apostrophe s to the end of the word to show possession. Is it? Okay, let's see the exercise. First one, the child's box. The child's box. Her child. What is the plural for child? Children. Very good. Child, children. So what is the answer? The children's boxes. Okay, where we want to add apostrophe? We want to add apostrophe after the word children. Here, the plural noun children does not end in the letter s. So what we want to do? We want to add apostrophe s to show the possession for the plural noun does not end in the letter s. Okay. So the children's boxes. Third one, the woman's dress. The woman's dress. The women's dresses. The women's dresses. So here also the women does not end in s, so we add apostrophe s to show the possession for the plural women. So the women's dresses. Fifth one, the goddess's jewelry. Okay, the goddess's jewelry. Here the goddess is a feminine gender, so it's a singular. What is the plural for this? Goddesses. Spelling Goddesses, goddesses. So ending in s. So to show the possession, we only add apostrophe. Okay, the goddess's jewelry. The goddess's jewelry. Okay, remaining as usual, do it as a homework. Okay. Replace the underlined words in these sentences with possessive nouns. Okay, replace the underlined words in these sentences with possessive nouns. Second one, the product sold by the salesman was impressive. The product sold by the salesman was impressive. So you want to replace the underlined words in this sentence with possessive nouns. So you want to replace that product sold by the salesman into possessive nouns. Okay, whose product is that? Salesman's product. So the salesman's product was impressive. Product sold by the salesman. Okay, can change that into salesman's product. So salesman singular noun. So we just add apostrophe s to show the possession. Okay, the salesman's product was impressive. Okay, fourth one, the house of Mr. Gupta is very old. Who's the owner of that house? Mr. Gupta. So we want to show the possession for the name Mr. Gupta. Okay, house of Mr. Gupta change into Mr. Gupta's house is very old. Okay, what is the answer? Mr. Gupta's house is very old. So Gupta apostrophe yes. So before the proper noun we should not use any article. Okay, so that we remove the article the and write Mr. Gupta's house is very old. Seventh one, Lakshman wants to join a club for men. Lakshman wants to join a club for men. Okay, whose club? Men's club. Okay, so a club for men change into a men's club. So Lakshman wants to join a men's club. Lakshman wants to join a men's club. Here men is a plural form. Is it? Men is a plural form. So for the plural, to show the possession, when the plural nouns end in s, we just add apostrophe. Otherwise, we want to add apostrophe s to show the possession. So here, men's apostrophe s. So Lakshman wants to join a men's club. Okay, are you clear, children? The remaining homework. Okay. D1, correct the errors in these sentences. Correct the errors in these sentences. So you want to correct the errors in the given sentences. First one, Jory's favorite dog was Foxy. Jory's favorite dog was Foxy. Here Jory is name of a person given here. So if a proper noun ends in s, we can show possession either by adding apostrophe s or just the apostrophe. Okay. So here Jory's ending in s, to show the possession we add only apostrophe. So Jory's favorite dog was Foxy. Fourth one, Katrina had to take away her 3 cats' toys from them. Okay, look at this sentence carefully, children. Katrina had to take away her 3 cats. Here CAT apostrophe s means considered as a singular. Okay, CAT means singular. So we want to write that, make that in plural form. So Katrina had to take away her 3 cats' toys from them. So we want to write CATS. After that we use apostrophe. Okay, CATS, after that we use apostrophe. So Katrina had to take away her 3 cats' toys from them. Okay, are you clear? So ending plural nouns ending in s, so we add only apostrophe to show the possession for the noun cats. So Katrina had to take away her 3 cats' toys from them. Sixth one, she saw different animals' tracks on the sand. Look at this sentence. She saw different animals' tracks on the sand. Here, whose tracks is that? Animals' tracks. So, we want to show the possession for the noun only animals, not for the tracks. Okay, animals' tracks. Here, animal, ANIMAL apostrophe s means singular. We consider here as a singular. But different, before that word different is there. So we want to make it in plural form to show the possession for the plural. So she saw different animals apostrophe tracks on the sand. So we remove that apostrophe from the word tracks. Okay, she saw different animals apostrophe tracks on the sand. Okay, children, the remaining as usual, do it as a homework. I hope that you understood the topics nouns, gender and possessive nouns clearly. Is it? Okay, keep all the things in the mind and do the given homeworks carefully. Okay children?